Okay, this is going to be a brief tutorial for the Office of Terce. It's not going to be like the tutorials for Prime where I gave a lot of background information. I'm going to be much briefer. I have already posted a recording of this office sung through. So first of all of the offices have a verse from the 12th century, probably 12th century hymn, Patri Sapientia, on the facing page, whichever verse corresponds to that hour. And then as we begin the office, you'll notice I do not reprint the music for these, for Terce Sexton Non. The tones for the opening versicles are printed with prime and Compline, or you can use the Roman tone, which is in the supplement, or you can do it in Latin if you choose. If you are trying to adhere to the Commonwealth edition of Divine Worship Daily Office, you must omit the Alleluia and use the Praise Ye the Lord in its place. Otherwise, you're free to do whichever you'd like. And then we have the hymn, which is regardless of what book you're using, it's going to be this hymn. Whether you're using either of the Divine Worship Daily Office editions, North America or the Commonwealth edition, or the monastic diurnal, or the Anglican Breviary, or any, they're all going to use that hymn for Terce. And then if you are adhering strictly to Divine Worship Daily Office, you are not going to use the antiphon. And then these are the Psalms for the Commonwealth edition of Divine Worship. Or for Sunday and Monday in the monastic diurnal, if you are using the North American edition, if you're trying to adhere strictly to the North American edition of Divine Worship Daily Office, then we have the Psalms here afterwards. These are also the Psalms for the monastic office, if you were using the monastic diurnal, for Monday, Tuesday through Saturday. Yes, that's right. So this, I didn't use, these aren't so the tone is at the top. It's tone 1G, fa, sol, la, la, la. So do is on the top line, which means do, ti, la, sol, fa. Starts on fa, fa, sol, la. Fa, fa, sol, la, 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 sol, la, sol, fa, sol, la, sol. When I was in trouble, I called upon the Lord, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. Okay. Then we have the chapter. We have 2 chapters available. The first one would go with more solemn days. So Sundays, solemnities, feasts, memorials during the Easter season. And then for more ferial days, ferial, lesser days, on memorials, and you could use this. And certainly you should. It's more intended for days when there are no feasts being celebrated. Then there is a responsory for more solemn days and for less solemn days. And then there is, again, the Kyrie, using the tone in the 1934, the simplest tone available in the 1934 monastic Antiphonale, Monasticum, the Benedictine office chants book. And the Our Father. Now with the Our Father, again, you have a choice. The traditional way to do it is to sing Our Father, and say it silently until the concluding versicles, or you could intone it, Our Father, who art in heaven, and recite it out loud. If you're trying to strictly adhere to Divine Worship Daily Office, you must say it out loud. If you're in a group, everyone says it. That's why it's in bold. And everyone should say the and lead us not into temptation if you're trying to strictly adhere to Divine Worship Daily Office. And then you have these versicles, and you have the collect, which actually comes from the original source is the little office of the Passion, and I took it from the Priest's Private Book of Devotion, if I remember correctly. It was either that or it was Neil's, the hour, what is it called? The Hours of, from Lauds to Compline, inclusive from the illustrious, I don't remember. But yeah, one of those 19th century translations. And then the kind of conclusion of all the hours is the same. And that's it. Okay, and if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the comment section. That's a good overview. As I've said before, how you use the book. The book can be used depending on what it is you're trying to do. You can adhere strictly to the ordinariates. Breviary, you can use it to sing the office, or a good chunk of the office from the monastic diurnal. If you're trying to adhere to the North American edition of Divine Worship Daily Office, you will have to refer to the actual official liturgical book, because I believe the chapter is different and the collect is different, and it doesn't have, I don't think it has a response rate. It doesn't have is the versicles and everything. So you're going to have to refer to that on your own if that's what you're trying to do. But you can get up through the bulk of it, up through the Psalms is there. And if you were singing a different collect, like the collect of the day, I mean, it's the same. It's all on the same pitch. So that shouldn't be a problem. You just, let us pray. Oh Lord, whatever it happens to be the collect that you are singing at the time, just go ahead and stay on the same pitch until the conclusion, where you say world without end, amen. It's not a problem. So, okay. Thank you, and goodbye for now.